What's good? What's good? We back. Triple P, Paul Pickett podcast. I'm your host, Paul Pickett, aka the Common Sense Podcast, your source for music, sports, politics, sport events, and more. Please check out my podcast 3 to 4 days a week on YouTube, Rumble, BitChute, Facebook, and Twitter for the video version, and the audio version goes to Spotify, Apple, Amazon, Deezer, TuneIn, Stitcher, Slacker, iHeartRadio, Player FM, and much more. We're going to get into Donald Trump basically telling the UN that they're going to regret putting their dependency into Russia for the oil, I think, or energy or whatnot. So before we do that, let's get into a word from one of our sponsors.
Me and my team, whenever we link up, they go to we drink up. We sit down, relax and have few glasses when there's things to think about. Like I'm nice with the boss when I tend to the boss and I'm not talking drink ups. So tell the bartender that's tending the bar to please pass me a big cup up. And tell the waitress that's waiting on us to put a little ice in it. Now watch the ice become weightless like the spaceships that I be sitting in. Now wait and listen, no, they're waiting for that tropical twist that'll tickle your taste buds. Now taste some. Yo, I insist it's the Dizzle.
That's right. Check out DizzleBrand.com. Dizzle Premium Luxury Liqueur, a mixture of agave tequila, cognac, and orange liquor mango mix. Go to DizzleBrand.com. Click on our locations. One of the top 3 links. You can order very own bottle or bottles of Dizzle Premium Luxury Liqueur. Must be 21 and over. Shipping and handling is included. And below those is actual locations in California, Oklahoma, Kansas, where Dizzle is located in store and just got picked up in Arkansas, 20 stores. So be on the lookout. And also get the Dizzle brand merch on the DizzleBrand.com store. They got the hats and the t-shirts. Got one on right now. All right, let's get into this. Here we go.
Megyn Kelly, of course, our opportunity to talk to her from the United States. Well, something popped up that she had on her show in the US that I thought was worth replaying here, which is an old bit of tape of Donald Trump. You see, Donald Trump, 2018, looks the Germans in the eye and says, hey, guys, you are overly reliant on Russian gas. Their reaction, well, Trump was right, and Megyn knows it.
They openly laughed at him. There's a shot of the German delegation just sitting there mocking him. They got such a kick out of what they perceived as his ignorance. He was 100% correct. And of course, we're living it right now. Germany made this commitment to go all renewables, all wind, all solar. They moved into the 21st century saying, we're going to save the environment. We will save the climate. And they didn't stop to think about exactly what the smartest way of doing that would be, because wind and solar aren't going to do it. They're not ready. And there are all sorts of drawbacks to it. And the other thing about wind and solar is they have to be 100% backed up, because as you know, they don't always work. It's tough to get the solar energy when it's, what's the word? Oh yeah, nighttime. So.
All right, so basically Trump told the Germans, you're going to regret depending on the Russian. And that's the thing. We're in a society where nobody is truly independent except like the mountain men living off the land, killing their own food, skinning it, cooking it up themselves and all that. Society is so dependent. And one thing I know is about this, like they said, like the wind and solar doesn't work when it's dark outside. Winds wouldn't work in a place like North Carolina, and it's probably not going to work in every state. We hardly get any kind of wind. I can see out the window right now. I mean, there's barely any leaves moving. I mean, it's not enough wind, not to move no turbines, enough like that. And one thing I know about preparation is you got to have a backup to the backup to the backup. It's like a hard drive. Yeah, okay, I got a bunch of computers which got all my information and files on those hard drives, but I also got a external hard drive and another external. You got to have a backup to the backup to the backup. And these people go into these ideas with no real solutions, no real formula, no real plan. They're just like, oh, we're gonna do it. We're gonna go all in. We're gonna go wind, solar, but they don't really think of, what happens in the wind and solar stops working or doesn't work so well. Then you have to revert back to what you were using. So they got to have a backup to the backup to the backup, and that's the thing. Wind and solar can't be the backup to each other. Wind and solar kind of go hand in hand. They need a separate backup, and you probably need a backup to that. But these cats, and that's another thing. These people are talking about save the world, save the climate. These people don't know history. What the hell was an ice age? We've always had climate change. Iceland used to be free of ice. It used to be green land that you could walk on. But guess what? Ever since the ice age, it froze over and it stayed that way. So we've always had climate change. Hurricanes come whenever they come. Tornadoes come when they come. Heat waves, all that stuff. It just randomly comes.
Back up.
One of many problems with going all in on wind and solar is that, it needs backup technology, it needs firming technology because, it is intermittent. And you had a great conversation with a bloke called Michael Schellenberg, who's a former Greenpeace guy, well known to our audience here as well. And he listed all of the problematic areas with this rush towards certain technologies. While it might be better for the atmosphere, it's terrible for the actual planet.
Yeah, exactly. We were so worried about the air, we forgot about the earth. So California, for example, has now just decided that it's going to ban gas-powered cars. It wants to go all electric, and they're not ready for this. Not near ready. He says this is a joke, and so while they may have resolved to do it legislatively, they cannot do it as a practical matter.
I want to talk about that. I was talking to a friend in California about that the other day. It's like, once again, this is all about taking away your choice, controlling you, taking away your right to drive a gas-powered car. Like, they're not ready for this. Like they said, they're not ready. There's not enough. You're gonna need as many electrical charge spots as gas stations, and we don't got enough charge spots. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're definitely trying to force technology upon people. I mean, society has always been like this, trying to force you to change with technology. I mean, we've always did this as the conquerors, trying to. We did it with the Native Americans. We called them savages because they wasn't, they didn't. Native Americans didn't care about technology or catching up with technology. Just like there's still a lot of cultures, like Buddhists and stuff. They don't care about technology, cell phones and tablets and laptops. And there's a lot of societies that just don't care about technology. And we're always trying to force. You still got African tribes that live and walk around like naked. You know what I'm saying? They don't care about technology, but we always trying to force technology upon people or force people to catch up with the times, as we say. We always want to call them savages or whatever, non-civilized, because they're not, exactly living the way we are, and that's what it is. It's just another transformation of, all right, everybody better, convert to technology, and you don't really got no choice in the matter, or, we're going to fuck you. We're going to fuck you over. We're going to screw you over, Same thing with the vaccine passports, all this stuff, If we don't convert to it, they're going to try to fuck you over for it. So let's finish it up.
Battery powered car, you have to plug it in. You got to plug it into something. They don't have the charging stations. He talked about how the batteries are made and how this is just going to make us all way more reliant on China because the lithium is largely made in China. The batteries are largely made in China. We can't do it over here.
Well,
And you know what? That's another good thing. Like, there we go. More dependence on China. Maybe that's what the Democrats want, because a lot of these Democrats do have some Marxist views. You know, they do have some communist Marxist views, socialists, the socialisms, cats that are all up in the Democrats, the AOCs of the world and whatnot, you know. So, yeah, that's another thing. That's another problem with, like, society. People are too dependent on people, you know. I try to be independent as possible. I work at home, pay all my bills, I cook all my own food, I go get all my own food. I just don't hunt and kill my own food and skin it. That's the only thing I don't do for actual pure independence is hunt. And of course, I live in the city, so I can't hunt and kill my own food unless I do it with bow and arrow. Because if I shoot my 12 gauge off at a squirrel or something in a tree, somebody's going to call the police and I'm going to get a ticket for shooting my shotgun off at city limits, which is a bunch of bullshit, you know, because if the economy collapses or if there's a food shortage, how else are the people going to eat? You're going to have to start shooting squirrels and whatever else is out here. And that's mainly what you're going to find in the city, is squirrels, a geese, some ducks, not much else, you know. But yeah, these people just they don't have no actual real plan with this. They're just trying to force people to go with the flow, to wing it. And winging it doesn't work, you know. Winging it doesn't work. You got to have an actual plan. Like she said, you don't got to have enough charging stations, you know. And we're going to convert all the gas stations into charging stations. And people are still banning gas cars. That you're going to have a hard time passing that, especially on a national scale. I'm going to tell you right now, there's some states that end up, Florida ain't going to let you, Florida ain't flying with that. Texas probably ain't flying with that. There's going to be a lot of places ain't going to fly with that. You trying to ban gas cars. Because some people are always going to collect gas cars. People are always going to collect cars. There's car collectors. There's always that. Here we go. Once again, trying to control us.
I mean, don't forget, under the Paris Accord, they can keep polluting as much as they want, and it only counts at 2030, when the United States is allegedly going to cut its greenhouse gases by 50%. Australia's going to go 43%. We will be reliant on buying technology from essentially an adversary, we used to call them enemies, but an adversarial country that will only get more powerful and more dirty and more polluting.
So not only is China absolutely not obeying by these same cleanup standards, but they just created this new train that carries their coal from A to B. They're openly in love with coal. And Germany, you know, let's save the planet, 21st century Germany. Guess what they're going to have to do now? They're going to have to use coal.
Now, I am fascinated by what we are seeing in real time here. Biden, left to his own devices, falls up the stairs and is flailing. So much so that open speculation of should he run, will he run? But then the media has now decided to come in and deliver air support for Joe Biden. Apparently, moving above inflation, above everything else, are threats to democracy as the #1 issue.
Well, I think the biggest thing that's happening now is something I mentioned last week, which is Trump is back in the news. And the media loves that because Trump translates into ratings. Trump last night said he wants to be declared the president because he found out that the FBI was telling social media sites not to run the Hunter Biden story or something to that effect. And as we all know, that's not exactly how it works over here. You can't just like who would do that? Like, so we just get out our little, ink pad and we declare void on Joe Biden's head? No, that's not going to happen. And the problem with the Republicans over here, Paul, is they're so dumb. They're so dumb. Just freaking stop taking the bait. Stop talking about him all the time.
Now, look, Megan freaking...
Okay, I don't even want to hear about Meghan Markle because I don't refer to people as kings and queens and princes. I just call them by their first name. But yeah, it looks like Trump was right. Germany's got to get coal anyways. That's just gonna power China. We're gonna power China. Um, yeah, like I don't know that this go green thing is gonna work. Because first of all, you got to have the whole country. I mean, the whole world in on this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think North Korea, Iran, and Russia and China, a lot of communist countries, they're not gonna, you know, they're not gonna go with that. So, yeah, I don't think in my lifetime we'll see a full shift of go green because I think there'll be just too much pushback. Plus, I don't think they have this properly planned out or mapped out. And the more it fucks up or unravels, the more people will be like, "Oh, see, this shit ain't working. We got to go back to what works." You know. And plus, this new generation, they're so dumb anyways. They're dumber than a bag of bricks, man. It doesn't matter. You go green anyways. They're gonna freaking destroy themselves. These fools don't even know the difference between counties, cities, countries, continents. They don't know the difference, or states. They don't know the difference between a county, a state, a country, a continent. They don't know the difference. But yeah, so it looked like Trump was right. Trump's been right a lot. Looks like he was right about the Hunter Biden laptop incident, and I bet he does want to automatically get his spot back. I mean, because technically suppressing information before an election is rigging an election, but we're past that point now. We've already sworn this cat in. Now you just gotta beat him and take him out. And I don't know that we need Trump back in office. I think if I'm gonna go vote for anybody, it's going to be Ron DeSantis. If I'm going to vote for a female for president, it's going to be probably Kristi Noem. You know, and that's probably it. So if neither one of them running, I'm probably not voting. And if Trump gets back in office, Democrats are going to go batshit crazy. A lot of people are going to go batshit crazy. You know, but those people going batshit crazy are hypocrites. They're the same people that they're going to call him a racist, white supremacist, dictator. But Joe Biden ain't racist. Get the fuck out of here. He ain't a white supremacist. He ain't locked up more black people than a motherfucker. Get the fuck out of here. Him and Kamala done locked up more black people than a motherfucker. And that's the thing. Like, Trump was never in law, a lawyer, or nothing like that. Trump didn't lock up people. Trump got people unlocked up. Trump got a shit ton of people released, including Kodak Black, who, if I'm not mistaken, is a big Trump supporter, a big Trump fan. Of course, anybody that gets me out of jail, yeah, I'm gonna support and back you too. I mean, that would be the only common sense thing to do is back the person who got you out of jail. I mean, anybody who wouldn't, like, what the fuck? But once again, I'll thank you for tuning in. Let's leave off with a word from one of our sponsors.
Are you a musician looking for music marketing and promotion? Then look no further than Promo Palace LLC, your one-stop shop for all music promotion services. Services include Spotify playlist pitching, YouTube video promotion, record pool promotion, blog placements, radio airplay promotion, SoundCloud promotion, and much more. With over 2,000 customers and over 10 years of experience in online promotion, Promo Palace LLC is a company you can trust. For more info, please go to promopalace.biz. See you there.
That's right. You heard the lovely lady. Get marketing promotions at promopalace.biz. And one more customer on our e-commerce will be officially 2,500 customers. We've actually probably serviced well over 3,000 customers because we actually had a different website before the e-commerce store. But check us out. One-stop shop for all music promotion or online promotion, period. Peace, and I'm out.